Vice Chancellor, I now invite you to present this plaque, which reads, the University of Guyana, Honorary Doctor of Letters of Arts, presented to Letitia Wright, a Guyanese Christian of extraordinary gifts and talents. This noble and prestigious degree, conferred in its 60th year, this February 1, 2023, we cherish you as a blessing, Vice Chancellor.
And might I, with the permission of the Assembly, break with tradition again and invite 3 young people who I know Letitia is young and loves young people to share this moment. Might I invite the student president, past president, and the valedictorian for this year. They should be on the stage to come forward and help present this quickly. Otherwise, you lose your 10 minutes. Come on.
Vice Chancellor, I am blessed and I am honored on your behalf, on behalf of the entire community, to invite our honorary Dr. Letitia so that you don't miss this historic moment, Dr. Letitia Wright to deliver her acceptance speech. Dr. Wright, I invite you to join me at the podium.
I love you too. If you know me very well, when there are big moments of honor that happens in my career or my life, I tend not to write a speech. This was true of me in 2019 when I sat next to my father at the BAFTA Awards, which is a very prestigious award. And I remember making my way to the BAFTAs and I said, God, fill my mouth with whatever you want me to say, if it is your will for me to win. And the moment they said my name, I hugged my father, and I'm passing Viola Davis, and I'm passing Spike Lee, and I'm thinking to myself, what am I gonna say? And if you've ever seen me, I was in an all-white suit, and if you've ever heard that speech, that was literally deposited into my spirit from the Lord. And I just wanted to share something that He placed in my heart to share. And I feel like He's doing that right now. So I just want to begin by honoring not only the Vice Chancellor and everybody that came together to do this for me and to honor me. I just want to also honor my father and my grandmother who's here. I want to honor my mom, who's back in England, my family, my siblings, my aunties and uncles who are also here in this country, and my Aunt Tessa in the United States, and my cousins, just all my family members and everybody who has supported me, my sister Daisha, my beautiful friend Hayden. These are all people who have stood behind me and have nurtured me with love. I come from a very humble family. My grandfather, Mr. Wright, it is an S at the end. So if you know, you know. And I come from a very beautiful family that have always loved me. I grew up in good intent in the West Bank of Guyana. And I was that little girl that went from house to house, and no matter what I wanted, Sunny D, ice cream, just someone to talk to, my compound was filled with love and family, and that's all I know. So as you see me, you may expect someone from Hollywood to have a certain way of being or carry themselves in a certain way. And as you see me, you see humility, and that's literally from my family, and that's literally from God. And I don't know any other way else to be. Than to be humble, because I truly believe there's a particular scripture in the Bible that speaks about the wedding banquet, and I've been meditating on that for the past few days. And Jesus speaks of, when you are invited to the wedding banquet, do not take the high seat, take the lowly seat, and wait for the person who's in charge to honor you, who's been given the responsibility of honoring you, to say, hey, why are you sitting in the lowly seat? Please come forth to the high seat. And I carry that with me in my career. I carry that with me in my life. And I want to share that with you today. That no matter where you are going, no matter what your path is, please do it with humility and trust that God will exalt you when it's time. I always waited for my moment. If you know me, you know, especially from yesterday's performance, I visited beautiful schools, and there was one place in particular we all gathered. I think it was about 30 something schools. It was beautiful. And they reenacted my childhood to the T. The long boots and everything. I had the little Black Panther next to me giggling. He said, why is that girl wearing long boots? I said, I don't know. I was laughing as she was beginning her scene. I thought, I don't know. Lo and behold, she was representing me. And those moments really came back to me, being a young girl and practicing my art when no one could see, going to the UK and not having enough to go on holiday or do the other things that the kids did, but I stayed with a little laptop in my room and watched movies. And I would print off the scenes and I would practice them in my room, and no one would see. No one would see me practicing my American accent or my African accent, or just looking myself in the mirror, believing that I could do it, making myself vision boards that sometimes I would rip up when life would knock me down or knock my family down. You would not believe the obstacles we have overcome to even be here. It was not given to us in a silver spoon. We worked very hard. I watched my parents go from job to job, or my grandma work very hard to send things home for us and help us to just know that we would never be in want. She would give her last to us before we would ever need. So this young girl with these family members working so hard, and this feeling of, I can make it one day. I don't know what's inside of me, what this acting thing keeps pulling me to, but I can make it one day. I practiced, and I had vision boards, and I prayed, and sometimes I got angry, and sometimes I fell into depression, and sometimes I didn't pick myself up, and my mom would come in my room and say, Tish, you could do this. Or my dad would come and say, please, if there's one thing you do this with excellence, and we're behind you. And then the opportunity comes, doors start to open, and you see that preparation meets opportunity. And I was prepared for those auditions. Yes, they wanted a white girl to play Ellie Maynard in Hobie City, but that black girl from Guyana walked in. That black girl with her skin and her little accent that seeps through, and the hair that God blessed her with, and the eyes and the personality that God blessed me with, walked into those rooms and said, I belong here. I deserve an opportunity too. And for some reason, God would open the doors of their hearts, and I would have favor, that the way they wrote that script and intended for that character to be would change, because I walked in, and I walked in with God, and I walked in with purpose. And that continued to happen throughout my career. And then 2015 comes. I think I'm on top of the world. I think everything is worked out and planned for me, but God had other plans. He saw a young girl who, yes, I had dreams, and yes, I have purpose, but he saw a young girl that could go into the depths of depression by chasing something that was not tangible, that was not real. And I wanted acting for the wrong reasons, and he confronted me with this reality. Why do you want acting? I want to be loved, I want to be accepted, I want to be successful. And he taught me a very important lesson about the lowly seat, and about humility, and about purpose. So he stripped it away. He told me to give up acting. Why are you telling me to give up acting? I have 2 solid roles, one with Nicole Kidman, one with these famous Hollywood actresses right at my feet. Why are you telling me to give it up? Because I want your heart. Because when I have your heart, it cannot be tainted by what the world has to offer, and it will stay pure. So I went on this journey to find myself and find God. I went on this journey for true self-acceptance and love within my own heart, for my own self, not by what anyone will validate and tell me that I could be, but what God has told me I could be. So I went on that journey, and I fell in love with God. I found peace. My mental health was improving. My joy was back. The meaning of my name, Letitia, is joy. My dad picked it. Shouts out to my dad. And as I was in my room praying, just filled with so much joy, like I finally found peace, because I have a spiritual connection, and I just feel good about my life. God comes knocking. It's time to go back to acting. Are you crazy? You just told me to leave, man. Is what you're doing. God, what are you doing? God said, I have your heart now, and it's in a safe space. It's in a safe space where wherever you ask me to do, it's going to come from purity, not because you need validation from them. It's because you want purpose. Every role that you pick moving forward from this point will be filled with even more purpose and even more impact, because I'm here, I dwell inside of you. So as I'm praying in my mother's room and praying in my own room in my house, I call my agents again, who I told I was going into retirement. How can we help you? Okay, I am going to return to acting. And this year was 2016. From this moment on, every moment of an audition, of a script, of an audition that I was blessed to have, I did it with God. I booked Humans, a TV series. I booked, this is not my phone. Who's this phone? I ain't getting in trouble. I booked Ready Player One, a small scene, very small scene. Got to meet Steven Spielberg. I booked The Commuter. Got to play alongside Liam Neeson. And then I thought that was it for me. I'm good. I said, thank you, Jesus. I got a little money in my pocket. I'm gonna go off, have some Jesus time. And he said, no, there's something else. And as I was on the set of Humans, I got this strange email saying, we want you to audition for a project. The role that they masked it under was called Sarita. And she was talking to the queen of a country, saying that her brother is going forth to fight for the throne, and she feels that she could fight for it too. I said, I've never seen a Black woman written like this before. So I didn't know what I was getting into, but I trusted God, and I told the truth with that tape. And that tape went all the way to Hollywood and came back. And they gave word, I think this is Black Panther. I said, Black Panther? I don't know about Marvel movies. I don't know about comic books. But this role seems very interesting. Nevertheless, I tried to forget about it. But in my prayer closet, God would literally torment me about it. Pray about Black Panther and ask for it. I said, God, I don't know what to do about this. I kept knocking on my door, pray and ask. And I prayed and I asked and I just surrendered. I said, God, if there's something in this Black Panther movie that's going on, then let your will be done. I sent another tape. And then one day in my prayer room, I heard this very clear voice. And if you have a relationship with God, he speaks in different ways. You just have to find a way that matches with yours and how he communicates with you. But he said, I'm about to give you a blessing. I'm about to give you the role of Shuri in Black Panther. I literally came out of my prayer closet and said, I'm hearing voices, I need to go see a doctor because that was not God. He said, I'm going to give you a few signs. One of those signs is that you're going to go to Los Angeles. And then he gave me more details about other things that I needed to look out for. But he said, before you do, you have to tell someone. You have to go to your agent's office and tell them that you just booked the role of Shuri in Black Panther before you get on the plane. I said, you're crazy. There's a few people that he's done this to that I know personally, Malachi Kirby, Toby Bakare. Those are my two good brothers in the Lord. And he spoke to them in times past and told them that Malachi Kirby would be the new Kunta Kinte in Roots. And he called the agent and he told them, and it was true. So I said to God, I'm not Malachi. I ain't doing that. He said, you have to, because it's an extension of faith that what I've told you is going to become reality. So I did it. I sat down with my agent and I told him at the time that I'll be the new Shuri in Black Panther, and I don't know what this means for me. And he looked at me and he had faith. So I got on a plane. I met Chadwick Boseman. I met Ryan Coogler. And in that moment when I met Chadwick, I knew he was going to be my brother. There's nothing that you could tell me that would separate me from this belief that he was my brother. There's something about him. Later on, I found out that he told Ryan, she could be my people. I don't have a sister, but she could be my sister. And she's very skilled at what she does. That's my sister. Please stop auditioning people. I say all of this to say the journey was not easy getting to that moment. I remember when I finished my audition process and I went away and I stayed in London for like 2 weeks. And I wasn't hearing a callback about Black Panther. And I said to God, if you changed your mind on it, that's okay. I still honor you. I still love you. I'm still here to be used. I remember the day I got the call and they told me that I booked the role of Shuri in Black Panther, and I screamed at the bus station, yes, Jesus, yes, Jesus. And I got on that bus and I tapped my Oyster card and I thought I could never get on a bus again. And as the years went by and as God was able to use my talent, I always made it very, very known to everybody in Hollywood and every interviewer where I'm from. There's this country called Guyana. No, it's not Ghana, it's Guyana. Please, don't confuse the two. They're both beautiful countries. I love Ghana. I just came back from there. But I really took the opportunity to highlight my country because this country is a part of where I'm from. This country is in my bloodline. I go home and there's pepper pot in bread. I go home, there's roti, dal roti, this is my favorite. I go home and there's Guyana in the very fabric of all that I do and all that I am. So in a way, I have not been home, but home has not left me. So as you guys have come together, as you all have come together to honor me today, I just wanted to share a little bit of my testimony and a little bit of the way God has maneuvered his wonderful blessings in my life. And I accept this honor. And as I continue to journey on in my career and in my path and whatever God has for me to do, I just want to thank you for your love and support. And as you love me, I love you. As you're proud of me, I'm proud of you too, Guyana. I know that there is more for us to do, and I know that we can all work together for the good and the empowerment of our country. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, God, for this honor. Thank you.